Yes, yes, yes. We thank God for you, and we ask God to let's pray. Let's just pray. Oh, most holy Sanini Nanini, we thank you for all that you've done. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your favor. We thank you for the sacrifices that many men and women have made even to get us this truth that we have. And we thank you for that, how you took even the heathen in the hooks of his nose, and he meant it for evil, but you meant that he should bring forth your law, statutes, and commandments to our attention, even without his even knowing, thinking he was going to get over. But we thank you for these things. We thank you for the Congo and that you're doing a great thing there. You're starting to see changes. You're starting to change. In my prayer watch, you're starting to get things done. Even the Sahel is getting stronger. And all these places which have been subdued for hundreds of years and have fought for thousands trying to keep what they have, but yet seems like defeat have happened. But we ask more so that they all depart from idolatry and push those away that are idolaters. Yes, that they might be blessed with you. For even the first and foremost commandments is thou shalt not have any other gods before me. Yes, and we have really faltered and failed in that area. And we ask you to deal with us on those things because we have faltered, because we have worshiped idols, and we have been deceived that certain things was not idolatrous, and they have come up with all kind of terminologies, made new words and everything, and because of our own simplicity, we still take hold of those things and begin to serve gods that are not our God. Yes, we thank you for Congo. We know that things are going to happen. Good things are going to happen, and it's going to happen quickly. And we thank you. We give you the glory and the praise. Yes, 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 yes. And we thank God for you and you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Those of you on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook platforms, I'm T. Clay. And we thank God for those of you who have followed us from day one. And we give you the glory. We know that your following would not be in vain, though your subscription was not in vain, for you have learned more and you are aware of more than you was before you started. And those of you who have joined somewhere in between, we thank God for you and you. Yes, yes, yes. We adjure you to go back into the archives, into the profile, and find out what's going on and keep going. I mean, learn this word. I mean, at the entrance of that word giveth life. That's what he says. And those of you that are about to join, we thank God for you also. Yes. Yes, we thank God for you. Excuse me. Yes, yes, yes. We're in the book of Enoch, chapter 108. Yes, chapter 108. It's a fragment of a chapter, and we're basically at the end of it. And we shall read. And I saw written on them that generation upon the generations shall transgress until a generation of righteousness arise and transgression is destroyed. In other words, we know one day will be no more sin because sin will never enter in. No, sin will never enter in. For if the judgment sin mars your soul, it will never enter in. Yes, 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 yes. Shout out, shout out. But anyway, he said transgression is destroyed and sin passes away from the earth. And all manner of good comes upon it. That's that day when the man can have his own wife. When a woman can have her own husband, don't have to worry about nothing because you don't have nothing influencing you, telling you, or trying to get you to go the other way. Because the eyes right now of men or mankind are never satisfied. Have you ever wondered about that? Why are you not satisfied? Why you got to fight to be satisfied? Because the devils are still here. Now, and they're still plaguing your mind. I've learned this a long time ago, what plagues our mind on a daily basis to get us to sin, that they may accuse us before the Most High. Yes. He says, transgression is destroyed and sin passes away from the earth and all manner of good comes upon it. In other words, nothing but holiness. And now, my son, he's talking to Methuselah, go and make known to thy son Lamech that this son which has been born is in truth his son. In other words, no, she ain't been playing around, man. She ain't been doing that thing with the next door neighbor or the mailman. No, no, no. That's your son, cuz. All right. And that is no lie. And when Methuselah had heard the words of his father Enoch, for he had shown to him everything in secret, he returned and shown them to his son and called the name of that son Noah, for he will comfort the earth for all the destruction. Yes, even God had to have a day where he didn't have to be so vexed by the troubles of sin. He destroyed everything. That was a rest. I mean, we don't understand the depth of the holiness of the Most High. We don't understand that depth at all. I mean, even those of us who are here and we think that we know, we still, that depth of his holiness, that even angels should worship him daily. In our own humanistic mind, we cannot fathom the holiness and the greatness and the majesty of the Most High, the creator of all things, the Father of spirits. We don't know this. I mean, we can't fathom it. All we can see is what we see with our eyes and feel with our bodies. And sometimes our spirit might get a glimpse of it. Very few have even understood it. Apparently, Moses was one that understood it even more. Enoch and Methuselah, all those who saw the majesty of the Most High, fell down as dead men, knowing the terribleness and this being that have created us all. It's just something we just cannot fathom right now unless he brings that upon us. I mean, it's very great. An atheist is far from it as two left shoes, so you just have to pay them no mind because they do not know. But he says that what? He will comfort earth after all that destruction. Chapter 109, as we move on. Verse 1, another book was Enoch wrote for his son Methuselah, for those who will come after him and keep the law in the last days. He's talking about that there was only one law, and that's the law that was handed to Moses. It was a revised law. It was a law that was given, that was culminated from the universal law that even was handed to Methuselah, who handed it to Lamech, who handed it to Noah, who handed it to his sons. In the last days, and ye who have done good shall wait for those days until an end is made, and those who work evil, and an end of the might of the transgressors. In other words, transgression rules in this day and time. It has ruled way back from the time of Noah even till today. Thousands of years of transgression. And yet God's patience is still, what he says is mercy endureth forever. But his hands are stretched out still toward those who we have chosen, says, come, 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 come. Obey, honor the covenant between me and your fathers. And if the world decides it wants to come, it has to come through who? Jacob. Ye who have done good shall wait for those days until an end is made of those who work evil. Yes, yes, yes. You can best believe that. They try to make themselves seem good and the good seem evil. Even the children of Israel. Jacob. They're going to make you seem evil. You know they're doing it. Many of you are aware that they try to make you seem evil by when they pull you on a traffic stop. When they sit up there and tell you we need to search you here and there. When they watch you in the stores. And all these other, they come on here. Ye who have done good shall wait for those days until an end is made for those who work evil. Now, verse 3, and wait ye indeed until sin has passed away. Wait. It's going to pass. Some of you are going to die. You're going to be deleted. You're going to be, they have much malice against you because of what you do is right. For their name shall be blotted out of the book of life and out of the holy books, and their seed shall be destroyed forever, and their spirit shall be slain. Oh, man can only destroy the flesh, but yet there's another bad thing that's going to happen. Spirits shall be slain, and they shall cry and make lamentations in a place that is chaotic, is a chaotic wilderness. And in the fire shall they burn. There's no hope lost for eternity. And there is no earth. Oh, God is too good for that. God wouldn't do that to me. You's a liar. You don't know God. You haven't even read the 66 books, yet alone the other books. You just as left shoed and right shoed on the opposite sides as the earth, as the east is from the west. Come on here. He says now, in fire they burn, and in the fire shall they burn, for there is no earth there. In other words, you have no place for your foot. You're just going to float in fire. That's what he's saying. Now, I saw there something like an invisible cloud, for by the reason of its depths I could not look over. And I saw a flame of fire blazing brightly, and the things shining, mountains circling and sweeping to and fro. And I asked one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto him, what is this shining thing? For it is not heaven, it is not a heaven, but only a flame of blazing fire, and the voice of weeping and crying and lamentation and strong pain. Now, this is way before the book of Revelation. In verse 7, he says, he said unto me, this place which thou seest here are cast the spirits of sinners, those who transgress the law. Law transgressors, sinners, law transgressors, sinners. There's only one law, and that's the law that God handed from who? Moses to Jacob, whom the world would have to obey that law in order to be saved from this time. I don't care what kind of backwards, negative commandments you have and all kind of mess. You got to come through Jacob. And strong pain. And he said unto me, this is the place where thou seest here are cast spirits of sinners and blasphemers, of those who work wickedness, and of those who pervert everything that the I am. Yes, I am. That wasn't no angel. That one of you, you hear me? That wasn't no angel. That was God spoke through the angels. The angels spoke as if they were God. This is a mystery that you have to really investigate, because you are walking in simplicity of mind. Now, who pervert everything that the I am has spoken through the mouth of the prophets. Even God even spoke through the prophets. If he can speak through the prophets and say who he is, he can also speak through angels. Come on here. And they speak from him verbatim. God, even in one passage of scripture, says God looked through the angels, for he make his angels spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. Didn't he say that? Because God is holy. You don't know the depth of the holiness and the purity of God. You just don't know it. Of the Most High, you don't know it. For some of them are written and inscribed above in the heaven, in order that the angels may read them and know that which shall befall the sinners and the spirits of the humble, and those who have afflicted their bodies and been recompensed by God, of those who have been put to shame by wicked men. We're talking about, to name one, the Great Inquisition. The time of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, all those things. The time of when the Greek Inquisition, there were inquisitions everywhere. They were deleting the children of Jacob. They were deleting the children of Jacob because of the law, the very law they do not want to obey, neither honor. Who love God and who love God. These people who love God, neither gold nor silver nor any good things which are in the world, but gave over their bodies to torture. That's not easy. There's a time coming where many of us going to have to ante up in order to be qualified for that great getting up morning. Yes, going to have to ante up. They're not going to come against you, Christians. Nah, you probably the very ones who's going to do it. You did it before in the great Spanish Inquisition. You did it during the time that you were fighting against the Muslims. See, some of you don't even know your own history as Christianity. You idolize it. Tomorrow is a great idolater's day. Your God, whom you name with an S, if you jumble the words, it means Satan. but Satan's is plural because he can't appear but in one place at one time. So there are many. Now, for some of them are written and inscribed. Let's go on to verse 10. He says, who since they came into being longed not after earthly food. Now, this sounds like the New Testament in the avenue of faith when I think it's Hebrews chapter 11. Known not after earthly food, but regarded everything as passing breath. In other words, you enjoy it. You breathe. You get all your goods and services and all these things. But you know they can be deleted every day. Look at those who go through war. One day they're here, the next day they're gone. One day they have all their things and they walk back home and the whole building's blown up with all the things that they work so hard for. So what is more than that, than life? And when the thing most precious to you is put on the chopping block for your master, even he that have created you, that's something. And lived according to as the I am tried them much, and their spirits were found pure. In other words, you say you love the God, you love God, you love the Most High, you love Tata and Zame, you love Yahusha, Yahweh. You say you love him. Saying a thing and when pressures are brought to bear is two different things. It is. So that they should bless his name. And how much shall you bless his name than through your life? And all blessings destined for them I have recounted in the books. And he hath assigned them their recompense, for they have been found to be such as love heaven more than their life in the world. Did not Joesus say this? But he was talking, he didn't say, they said him. And, you know, the heathen had tried to trick you and making you think that this Esus, that this long hair and this, you know, this skin that is not even right was the one you're supposed to pay homage to. Because everything in heaven is black. That's a proven fact. Now, only thing that's light is the only thing that light is the light that is shown, the glory that is shown on them. But when you get close up, they're dark. Now, they look like me and maybe Kunta Kinte. That's who they look like with nappy hair. Come on here. Now, and their life in the world, and though they were trodden underfoot of wicked men and experienced abuse and reveling, and from I mean abuse beyond what all this is talking about, abuse even to the lowest of the lowest, to the severing of heads and body parts and hangings and murders and all kind of things, because they were jealous like their father, the Satans. Their fathers, the Satans. Yes, they were jealous. And today they're still jealous because of the righteousness that you have in you and that you have portrayed. Were put to shame, yet they bless me. Yes, you're a byword, you're this, you're an N-word, you all these things. You're an SP word, you're all these things. And you are put to shame even this day, and they laugh, even though they know they're the lowest things on earth. Come on, him. And now I will summon the spirits of the good who belong to the generations of light. And I will transform those who were born in darkness, who in the flesh were not recompensed for with such honor as their faithfulness deserves. In other words, those who were killed for their righteousness. And I will bring forth in the shining light those who have loved my holy name. And that's where a lot of people are going crazy. What is his name? I don't know. Well, apparently you can't go wrong if you just go by what you know, And when it's revealed to you, it will be revealed, and it is good. And I will seat each on the throne of his honor. Now, that word throne, you pay close attention to that word throne throughout the Bible. Throne is not saying that you're going to be, it's authority, because you ruled your own spirit. You ruled and you reserve your honor. You're going to get a seat of glory. And they shall be glorified for times without number, for righteousness is judgment of the I am. For to the faithful he will give faithfulness in the habitation of the upright paths. And they shall see those who were born in darkness led into darkness, while the righteous shall be resplendent. In other words, they're gonna look so glorious. Shine. You got a throne and you're wearing the clothes, the garments of holiness, and beautiful. That's what resplendent means. And the sinner shall cry aloud and see them resplendent. Just looking so enticing and so holy and so victorious. And they indeed will go where the days and the seasons are prescribed for them. In other words, hell. So do not be dismayed at these things from the heathen. Do not be dismayed at these people are dumb as water. They use your flesh. They're using your fear. They're causing fear in you that you might fear and deny God, that you might run away from those things. It's not an easy thing to do. No, it's not easy because we be men and we are in the flesh. But you have to really say, who do I really believe? Do I believe the God? You might have a mansion and yet you've been trusting God just as Job did. And you might have riches and all these other things, but yet you say, with all this is still nothing. Nothing. Yes, nothing. You enjoy what you have for today. Tomorrow you may not have it. I don't care how much security and all these things you call yourself, because the earth can swallow it up. Anything can happen. Calamity, weather, anything. War, thievery. You enjoy what you have today. You use what you can when you need it. And after that, still, you are just here temporarily too, to enjoy this body that you're in. So therefore, enjoy it. Not to sin, but to the glorification of God and just loving. Just do what you have to do. Yes. In the fear and admonition of the Most High. Yes. Yes. Now, this concludes the book of Enoch, the first book of Enoch. And this has been a big journey. This has been a great journey. A real eye-opening journey in the book of Enoch. And we know that God is not playing. The book of Enoch had went all the way through the prophets and then went all the way to the book of Revelation. From Genesis to Revelation. And what the prophet Enoch, who even walked among the realm of those who are angels and even in the realm of the Most High, and seen things that no man has ever seen, not even Moses. Yes. But the fact is that we have to understand that he's given us a warning from beyond the flood. We've been warned. And those who die cannot come back here and tell you what they saw. All that you hear of these people, they saw something. They understood something, but it's not what God said it is. You think God's going to show these people what's going to befall them? They think it's going to be easy? Oh, no. Hallelujah. You're going to have to sit up there and understand and know God. Practice his word. The way we practice his word is that when we are faced with a situation, this is why we have to always meditate on his word. Even at lunchtime at work, even at different times and alone, to understand his laws, because these things, his laws, commandments, and judgments, not what Esau says. Esau doesn't really give you laws. The laws are contained in the book of Moses. In the New Testament, they vaguely even talk about the laws. See, this is where the fault lies. There's no law there. There's fragments. But the law is in the book of Moses. It's in the book of Exodus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, Leviticus. Yes, all those things are there. Now, study that law. It's a law written in historical form, but it's still the law, period. If you can do an intricate study just by finding out What does God want? Separating the laws, doing all those things. Read it first as a book and then go back over it and read it again. Then categorize it. I mean, whatever you have to do to understand and know this law, to meditate it on the day and night, make sense of the law. How can I take these things and sublimate it to my day and time and what I'm dealing with now? This is the thing they were talking about in the New Testament, but yet the New Testament has been corrupted. You're going to see that once you really study the law that was handed down to Moses. Yes. Yes, there are different laws all over the place that are similar. But this was the law that God gave to Moses. This is what you're going to have to realize. Forget all these other religions that talk about their laws and that Moses copied their law. Moses didn't copy nothing. They don't even know the whole story. So the fact is, regardless of whether they got PhDs or whatever, leave that stuff alone. These guys have an agenda with their PhDs and all that. Some of them even went to church and stayed there till they died. So let us be mindful, because even the book talks about those people too. Now, coming up next is the book of Jubilees, or called the Little Genesis. And this is a history of the division of the days of the law and of the testimony and events of the years of their year weeks. And 1 week in the book of Jubilees is a week. And with that, I'm going to say to those who would pursue righteousness according to the law handed to Moses, peace.